Okay, hello. Hey, everyone. So this is our last group of organisms for bacteriology with the spirochetes or the long spiral organisms. So the learning outcomes for spirochetes are as follows. So we have to include this discussion because these are clinically significant organisms. And for this topic, we will be describing the general characteristics of the spirochetes, their distinct features, their modes of transmission, the different stages of syphilis, as well as the disease associated with the different groups of spirochetes. So general characteristics of spirochetes are as follows. They have an unusual morphologic features compared to the other two groups of organisms. We have our cocci and bacilli. So ito medyo mahaba-haba sila and they are curled or curved. Okay. So for Treponema, they have regular rigid coils. For Borrelia, they have loose coils. Ito namang si Leptospira ang lalapit ng kanyang uh, curls. No? So they're so close together. They look like spring. Etong si Leptospira. So ang pinaka-spring kulot talaga si Leptospira followed by Leptoponema and then Borrelia. Okay? So they also exhibit various types of motility patterns. No? So para ito sila mas slinky. Alam mo yung slinky? Di ba yung parang coils na laruan? So, nag-expand and nagko-contract sila, okay? In order for them to move, okay? Of course, with the use of their HL filaments, okay? Or fibrils kung tawagin. So again, there are three clinically significant groups or genera of our spirochetes here, Treponema, Borrelia, and Leptospira. Okay, so let's start with the first genera of spirochetes. We have the treponemes. So the word treponema came from two Greek words, trepain, which means to turn, and nema, which means thread. So turning thread. So this is a description of their morphology as well as their motility. Okay, so mura silag tanod or sinulid na paikot-ikot sa wind. So ganun ang kanilang itsura. Okay, of course, these are quite difficult to see under your usual bright field microscope. They would require your dark field microscope to observe them as they're able to fluoresce under the dark field microscope against a dark background. They are, of course, quite difficult to gram stain mo. Bitaw nang dili makita no sa dark field kay isuki sila stain. Okay? Uh, but when they do, uh, gram stain, no, or absorb the stains we use for gram staining, they appear to be gram negative. Now, the pictures that you see here demonstrate their reproduction. So, unlike your cocci and your bacilli, no, they are uh, able to reproduce via the transverse fission. So, first representative under Treponema, we have Treponema pallidum, subspecies pallidum. So, dagan siya of subspecies. And one of the most clinically significant subspecies of Treponema pallidum is subspecies pallidum. So, this is the actual agent of the sexually transmitted infection called syphilis. Okay? Note that the organisms are microaerophilic, which would mean they only require a small percentage of oxygen. So, malumos sila og medyo marami ang oxygen. Okay? They would remain viable in whole blood or plasma at least 24 hours. So within that time, they should be processed or as much as possible if no galing sa donor yung blood na sample natin, they have to be identified kay para uh, ma-stop no yung pag-process nung blood, donated blood or matransfuse siya. So they are alive within 24 hours, no? So unta effective ang pag test. Okay? So we test our blood bags for or donated bloods for syphilis. Okay? And then dapat ma-identify bago siya matransfuse, no? So pag fresh pa, na i-transfuse agad, Aguiba Sigma transmit ang syphilis, no? Or ang agent of syphilis. Okay? So this is how they would look like under dark field microscope, no? They would appear white, pero ambot nga lang picture kay dili man siya white. Okay, so para siyang ano, kasi nga pag dark field, right, dark ang background and then white or very pale organism against it. Okay? So, ang treponema natin, if you recall our first few slides, ang treponema is ano, parang noodles. No, regular yung coils niya. Not as tight as Leptospira, but still regular ang coils, no? Ang interval ng kanyang coils. So, there are about 10 to 13 coils with 3 fibrils or the eggshell filaments or periplasmic membrane or periplasmic flagella. So it is able to move, no, by expanding and contracting using the periplasmic flagella. Okay, so moving on to the disease associated with Treponema pallidum subspecies pallidum, syphilis is also known as French disease, Italian disease, or the great pox. So daghan siyang pangalan, no? So halatang-halatang spread, ang spread niya is all over the world. So it's a disease involving the blood vessels, the perivascular areas, and more. It is also known as the great imitator kasi nga ang kanyang manifestation and symptoms can copy a wide variety of infections. And so very common ang misdiagnosis until we find the initial lesion, no, yung hard chancre. No, so, ma-diagnose siya properly. Pero pag nakalampas na doon, ay ang hirap na diagnose. Okay? So transmission is of course through direct contact, no, sexual contact, congenital transmission. So pwedeng from mother to child, skin contact with active lesion, no. So lalo na pag meron ding portal of entry sa susceptible individual. Okay? Primary and secondary lesions, so yung hard chancre at saka yung mga lesions na nakikita natin during the secondary stage of syphilis. No? This can also be acquired through blood transfusion. Recall, again, they are viable within 24 hours sa blood bags. Okay? And again, they can be transmitted through needle-stick injuries. Okay? And mishandling of specimens. So lalo na para sa atin na we work in the laboratory with this organism, so we have to be extra careful kasi pwedeng ma-transmit sa atin yan. So what are the symptoms of syphilis? Now, syphilis is divided into several stages or phases. So primary stage of syphilis is characterized by the presence of a large chancre, no, or ulcerated lesion. Okay, so we call that Hunterian or hard chancre. It's actually infectious. It may be painless but infectious. Okay, and it is usually seen at the site of inoculation sa genitalia, gaya niyan. Oh, so meron siyang tawag niyan, meron siyang chancre, dala-dalawa pa. Ito sa may shaft. Ito naman sa may ulong-ulo talaga. Okay? So the lesion would develop 10 to 90 days after infection. Okay? Pero during this stage, other than the lesion that you see here, there are no systemic signs. No? So wala pang ibang nararamdaman maliban sa mga sugat na to na nakikita sa point of inoculation or site of inoculation. Now, after some time, the initial lesion or the hard chancre would appear to heal. Okay? And then 2 to 12 weeks after, okay, ito naman ang lumalabas, no? Several lesions, okay, which are also highly infectious. So, naghilang chancre pero the organisms are starting to invade the bloodstream na. So ito yung nakikita natin, nag-distribute na sa skin all over the body, no? Characterized by this pox-like lesions. Ayan. So para mga pox scars ang itsura niyo. Okay? So there could be fever, sore throat, weight loss, a headache, and of course the rashes, no, nakikita natin. Usually sa palms and sa soles, but there are cases where they could be found at the torso also. Okay, so then we have the latent stage of syphilis or stage 3 here. The patient does not appear to be sick. Okay, so subclinical ang condition, no outward signs and symptoms, no lesions, no? So nawala, nag-heal yung kanyang chancre at nawala din yung maraming mga lesions niya sa palms and sa soles ng feet. Okay? Uh, pero, no, nandun pa rin yung organism, hindi nawala. Parang ano lang siya, no, nag-underground ang organism. It may not necessarily be dormant even, no? Most probably, nasa internal organs, so walang external signs or symptoms na nakikita natin. Okay, so this would appear within a year from the initial infection. Okay, so dito, okay, since walang signs and symptoms, diagnosis is usually made serologically. So kahit na walang makita, okay, pag nagpa-blood test, ayan, lalabas talaga siyang positive sa serological test. And then here comes the late stage or the tertiary stage of syphilis. So merong apat na stages. Your primary with a hard chancre, your uh, secondary, no, with the multiple lesions that we have seen earlier, and then the latent stage with no signs and symptoms, and then the tertiary stage with these types of symptoms. No, these are what we call gumas or gumatas. Okay, so they are lesions that may be seen on other structures and even in vital organs. Okay, so this is the tissue destructive phase of syphilis. No? It may appear 10 to 25 years after the initial infection, shorter if immune compromised ang pasyente, and longer if the patient is otherwise healthy, okay, or immune competent. Okay, so dito the individuals does not appear infectious, but still, right? If you know someone has syphilis, you wouldn't dare have any direct physical contact with them, no? Kay basig ikaw ang susceptible host, no? So kahit na hindi siya uh, infectious, pero ikaw madali kang magkasakit. So, wag na lang. Okay? So, complications of this stage would include neurosyphilis, ayan, kasi nagko-cross na siya ng blood-brain barrier, cardiovascular abnormalities, eye disease, granuloma-like lesions or gumatas like what you see here sa picture. Ayan. So, disfiguring po no ang gumatas. So what do we do sa laboratory? No, of course, direct visualization, no bright field microscope here. So we have to make use of dark field microscopy to view their curls, okay, and their corkscrew motility. And if lucky, you might be able to see them in their dividing stage. No? So kagaya ng nakita kanina sa illustration, okay? So the stains would not include gram stain, rather it would include special stains like Fontana, Tribundu, Levaditi, silver impregnation method, like what you see here. Ayan, Mason Fontana and Fontana, Tribundu, and Levaditi. Ayan, mga silver staining method. Okay? Now, there are serological tests that are widely used. No? So they are divided into non-specific and specific. Of course, pag non-specific, this would just contain reagents that mimic the bacterial proteins, no, using cardiolipin and lecithin antigens to detect the antibodies. No? So the tests would include your VDRL, no, or Venereal Disease Research Laboratory, your RPR or Rapid Plasma Reagin, and of course USR. No? So pwedeng gamitin natin yan, no, to identify our organism. Okay, and then uh, to be specific, no, we have specific serological tests which would contain attenuated organisms, light attenuated organisms, or uh, dead, no, organisms, but still nandun pa rin yung proteins nila, no? But the fact that what the reagents contain are the actual bacterial proteins that makes them specific serological tests, no? So we have TPI, no, or the Treponema pallidum immobilization test. We have TPA, or the Treponema pallidum agglutination test, and we have FTA-ABS, which is, I think, by far the most specific among these tests, no? So we have the fluorescent treponemal antibody absorption test. Yan, so pwede tayong pumili dyan to identify our organisms. Now, moving on to another subspecies of Treponema pallidum, we have Treponema pallidum subspecies per tenue or per tenue. Okay, so this is the agent of Yos or from Besha tropica. Okay, so this is acquired through direct contact, through breaks on skin. Okay, so Yos is a non-venereal infection unlike syphilis. Okay, so hindi siya sexually transmitted, actually through breaks on skin lang, skin-to-skin contact. So there are the appearance of random bodily chronic ulcerative sores that you see here. Oh, murag daghan siya nuka. A collection of nuka. So this would lead to, if untreated, this would lead to tissue and bone destruction. Murag mukut-kut ang organism. Okay? So since may tissue and bone destruction, of course, ang aftermath nun, maybe crippling, no? So mapungkol. Okay? Dili na magamit ang affected parts. So nagkakaroon ng puncture laser. Okay, so this would affect skin, bones, cartilages, and also joints. So Treponema pallidum subspecies endemicum. So the agent of this is the subspecies of Treponema pallidum that is the causative agent of endemic non-venereal syphilis or Begel, no? Behel, sabi pag kuanana, no? So direct contact with active lesion also is the most common mode of transmission. Okay, so similar to Yos. Okay, so non-venereal or hindi siya sexually transmitted. Okay, so the common sign is the appearance of a primary lesion, usually on the mouth or near the mouth area, and then eventually pimple-like sores would develop, no? Pwedeng sa may mukha or pwedeng pababa sa may katawan, no? Hanggang sa legs. Etong kay kuya, etong sa first picture, sa bunganga talaga, no? Sa lips niya. Samantalang dito naman, sa mukha nag-develop, na-deform na rin yung ilong niya. Okay? Now, moving on from Pallidum. So aside from Pallidum, we have other species of Treponema, and one would be Caratium. So Treponema caratium is the agent of Pinta or karate. Okay, so it is acquired by, again, contact with infected skin. So skin to skin pa rin ito, not commonly acquired through sexual contact. But syempre naman, pag may skin to skin during sexual contact, di pwede rin makuha, di ba? Okay. So Pinta is described as characterized by the appearance of primary lesion, no, or a papule na eventually hini-hini na mudako. Sa maani, no, mag-start lang siya ani lang, a papule lang, para maliit na blister. And then eventually it would enlarge like this, and then would spread out like ganyan, no, sa madadami. Okay, so ito sa puwetan. Ano, buhok ba to o buntot? Eh. Okay, so of course, this would be accompanied by enlargement or swelling of the regional lymph node. Okay, so this is how Second group, no, we have Borrelia. So unlike the first group na Treponema with the regular curls, Borrelia has loose curls, no? Although regular din naman ang waves niya technically, but not as tight, no? As our treponema. So, characteristics of Borrelia. So, these are slow-growing spirochetes. Okay? And this one would multiply by binary fission, unlike the other two. Okay? And then they're composed of around 3 to 10 spoils. And then marami siyang eggshell filaments. So recall, ang eggshell filaments ni uh, Treponema less kani 15 to 20 action filaments. So mo very actively motile siya kay daghan kay siya og organs of locomotion. Also, they stain well with GEMSA stain, and so there are a lot of cases where they could be seen or visualized under the bright field microscope. No, there are two clinically significant species, different species, no, but we have two clinically significant species for humans. That's Borrelia recurrentis and Borrelia burgdorferi. Okay, so Borrelia recurrentis from the name or from the term recurrentis, ibig sabihin nun, pabalik-balik, no, kaya relapsing fever. Okay, it's the agent of louse-borne, no, nakukuha natin sa mga kuto, or it's also known as epidemic relapsing fever or European relapsing fever. So louse-borne relapsing fever, epidemic relapsing fever, or European relapsing fever. Okay. Now, the vector for this is, of course, ang koto, no, Pediculus humanus, or the human louse. Okay. Of course, walay laing reservoir ani kay human lungs man ha. So humans ang ato reservoir for recurrentis. Now the other clinically significant species, Burgdorferi, no? Borrelia burgdorferi is the agent of Lyme disease, which is again due to the bite, no, of ticks. So ang vector is the Ixodes ticks. Yan, no, ito. Diba? So, di ka malisang, ana. So, Burgdorferi can cause Lyme disease, and Lyme disease comes in three stages. No? First is the appearance of a lesion, okay? Parang ano na siya, parang kinagatan ng lamok. That would eventually create parang ripples, no? O nagmumukhang parang dartboard, okay? Or bullseye, or parang alam mo na naging dartboard ang itsura niya, no? So, a little lighter sa center kung asa tong bite site, and then red, no, surrounding that, and then light na naman, and then a margin na reddish. Okay? Dili gid ni siya elevated, no, slightly lang. Okay, so bullseye rashes, also known as erythema chronicum migrans. Okay, and then we have dissemination. No, so infection may disseminate through blood. No, and then syempre dahil nasa circulating blood na, it could easily affect other parts. No, like the bones, the CNS, heart, and of course liver. And then the third stage would involve neurological abnormalities. So there are cases where some patients may demonstrate arthritis, and of course, may mga iba't ibang klaseng skin lesion. Okay? O yun na yung chronic stage natin, yung third stage. So, unsay buhaton sa laboratory? Syempre, the usual, we start with microscopic examination since your Borrelia can be stained with GEMSA or right stains, so these are hematologic stains, allowing them to be visualized under or in under the bright field microscope. No? Culture, okay? Pag nag-culture tayo, the usual culture media for demonstration of Borrelia would be the Barber Stoner Kelly medium, or we could inoculate them in chick embryo. No? They could grow in chick embryo. So para kang tissue culture. Okay? So they would grow slower. no, than the other species of spirochetes or types of spirochetes, and would require around 7 to 14 days for uh, growth, no, to be demonstrated. And incubation is at 35 degrees Celsius. So of course, they could be identified using serological tests. No, we use ELISA and IFA for that. Now we have the third group of spirochetes. We have the Leptospira. So kilala natin ito dahil sa maulan ang mga panahon ngayon. So daghan kay cases ani. Okay, so sa 2025, this is identified as one of the uh, diseases, no, na caused by infectious agents like the spirochetes. Okay, so they are thin, no, flat, flexible, really tightly coiled. No, to compare it with Treponema mamas, grabe ka rigid ang iyang coils ani that the ends would bend forming hooks. No? So, sa sobrang kakulot ng bahog ng iyang ends. So, yun yung parang kanilang structure used for adhesion or attachment. Okay? So, how do we acquire, no, infection brought about by Leptospira? By transmission through contact with water contaminated with urine of infected rats. So, ayan, no? Yung palakad-lakad ka sa tubig baka, kung saan nasama na yung ihi ng rats. Yan. So, they thrive well in polluted water. So, the species of Leptospira that is clinically significant for humans is uh, Leptospira interrogans. Daghan siya og serovariety. No? So, Leptospira interrogans serovar enterohemorrhagia or hemorrhagica, okay? The Wales disease, you know, that's it's associated with the Wales disease. We have Serovar canicola, which is associated with infectious jaundice. Serovar autumnalis, which is the agent of Fort Bragg or retibial fever, and then Serovar hebdomadis, or the 7-day fever, associated with the 7-day fever, and then Serovar mitis or Serovar pomona, which is the agent of swine or disease. Okay, culture may be achieved by using Fletcher's or Stewart's medium. Okay. So how do we know you have leptospirosis? So there are the classic signs, of leptospirosis. May fever, the eyes may appear to be red. Okay, some patients demonstrate abdominal pain. Okay, chills, headache, and muscle aches. There are people who demonstrate the presence of rashes. Okay, some may experience nausea, vomiting, diarrhea even, and then the liver may be involved, no, causing jaundice. Okay, so nag-yellow yung eyes, yellow skin. Okay, so kailangan magpa-check up kung ganito yung ating uh, sintomas. Okay, so how to prevent leptospirosis? Syempre, daily maglangoy-langoy sa tubig baha. Okay, if you have wounds, as much as possible, attend to your wounds, no? Lagyan ng antimicrobial agent, you have creams, you have, you can bandage it as much as possible, may takip, no? Bago kayo, kung kailangan talaga lumusong sa baha, tabunan siguro ang samad, no? O, so bawal ha, maglangoy-langoy. Always wear yung recommended footwear or yung para sa baha na damit, yung parang jumper na, okay? O boots sama jumper na. So, pwede yun, no? Kung naa, mas maayo. Always wash your hands, no? And then disinfect your wound, okay? Use antiseptic solution. Stay away from rats, okay? And of course, as much as possible, huwag uminom ng hindi malinis na tubig, syempre. Okay? So, ito yung mga signs and symptoms. Okay? If you think, no, you were able to do any of the don'ts here, and then nakadevelop yun ng mga ganitong symptoms, magpa-check up again. Alright?
So that ends our discussion for spirochetes, and that ends our journey in clinical bacteriology.